Hello everybody, it is 1 o'clock on Thursday and this is Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and that means it is time for a video tutorial. Let me get this straightened up here. It looks like I've got some shadows and I'm not actually sure why, so I guess we'll see soon. Let me double check that we're transmitilating out on the interwebs. Just one hot second. With this new business page and all the business profiles and all the stuff that Facebook has taken issue with. Now, hey, Rosie, it looks like I am out on the internet, so that is good. All right, so here's my card for today. It's a case of a card that Amy did for us at our retreat last weekend. It was one of our make and takes, our shoebox swaps, we called them. So she used the Brightest Beauty set and some Splendid Day DSP. So I did kind of a riff on that. Basically what I decided to do, hey Nancy, hey Linda and Carol and Angie, appreciate you guys coming. I decided to play with the 3 strips of DSP, but I made my own using the Forever Fern stamp set, and then a couple of die cuts and a simple sentiment, all on Sahara Sand cardstock. And then on the inside we have a nice open blank card. All right, so let me go ahead and get started. All of this will be on my blog tomorrow, and it is super easy and kind of fun. It's fun to make your own DSP sometimes. All right, so we're going to start with a random piece of Sahara Sand. The only thing is my strips are 5 inches tall by 1 inch wide, and I need 3 of them. So you want it to be at least 3 inches wide and at least 5 inches tall. And I went right ahead and made it 5 inches long. If you were going to make multiples of these, what I would suggest you do is make a 5 inch tall piece and X number of inches long, 8 inches, and just make DSP across the whole thing and then cut into as many 1 inch strips as you can get. That's how I would make it. Okay? All right, so let's get started. I am using a combination of soft seafoam and Pool Party. And I actually pulled this color combo from the Splendid Day DSP, although I ended up not actually using it, but that's fine. So to start with, I am using one of the larger images. It's this one from Forever Fern, and I'm going to stamp it all over a few times in Stamped Off Once soft seafoam, okay? And you kind of want to go all over, and don't be frightened by the fact that it's hard to see. I promise it's there. All right, we're going to kind of go all over. What you're trying to do with this one is kind of start layering some texture. Hi Penny, hi Daryl, hi Crystal and Linda and everybody. Hi Faith, hi Claire. If I don't say hello, it's just because your name has scrolled before I could see it. All right, and we'll do one more like that. Alrighty, so that's our start. And then I'm going to use, there's 2 of these images. I'm just using this one that kind of bends to the right there. And I'm going to use it in full strength soft seafoam. And I think I might need to ink my pad up. That could be what's going on. There we go. Now we're getting some. All right, so you're just going all over. Try to change the direction of your stamp and try to go off the cardstock a little bit a few times when you're doing this, okay? You want it to look like it was a big old continuous piece of stuff. At least I do. That's how I like it. Yes, Stamped Off Seafoam is very light. It is lighter now. Like I said, I think I probably need to re-ink my pad, but that's okay. We're going to get some pretty texture with it anyway. Alrighty. Actually, I suppose I could just go ahead and do that, and then you'd get like a tutorial on how to re-ink your pads. So it turns out that all you have to do is I use my bone folder, but you could use a credit card or an old bone folder or whatever. And probably the hardest piece is just being sure you put the correct inker on. So to do this, it's very complicated. Hope you're watching. I just drop droplets all over like that. And if that's Blackberry Bliss, then I will officially have it all over myself instantly. And then I just kind of rub it in with my bone folder like that. Okay, and then clean off the bone folder, preferably before you crease anything with it. Just saying. Okay, here we go. So let's try that. I'm going to do one more ink of that plain one, and we'll see where we get with it. Let's see where I could use one. Here, let's go right there. Oh yes, that's getting better. Okay, so those are the soft sea foams. And then I'm going to use, hey Carol, yeah, Julianne, this is a beautiful set. I really, really like it. Then I'm going to use, not that one. The third one I pick up will be the charm. This one that looks like it's got seed pods or something. And these are going to be Pool Party stamped off once. Okay. And again, this is not, we don't want like really dark. This is a soft palette. All right, or palette. I guess a palette would be something you'd bring shavings on, wouldn't it? Okay. So we're just going all over, like so. So pretty. I love it. I think I stamped that one off twice, didn't I? That's okay. Okay, so I think that's good for, oh, you know what? I think I'll put one right there. And I think we'll turn it like so. There. Okay. Now, the very last thing. Yes, Nyoka, it really does. Hey, Shirley. Lenny, it is gorgeous here. It's a little chilly, just brisk enough to want a sweater on in the house and a hoodie on outside, but it is gorgeous. I'm going to take, as a last piece, I'm going to take the little splatter image from the set, and we're going to stamp all over in full strength petal pink. Okay, like that. And you want to kind of turn it because it's really hard to see that you're repeating the pattern, but probably not impossible. It is not a zero chance, so I like to try to turn things around a little bit as I stamp along. And I'm not trying to get between the images or anything like that. I'm truly just stamping all over the card base, the cardstock, like that. See if I've got any big obvious gaps. There's one. Okay, perfect. I'll put my ink away. Hey, Jean, appreciate you coming. Hello, Lori. And then I'm going to get my trimmer here. And I am going to stamp. I'm not going to stamp. I'm going to cut 1-inch strips. And I thought it would be fun to try to put them back on in the order that they came off so that it would be like a continuous image, but that is not required. I failed at that when I made my card last weekend. That was not, I didn't do a good job, and I had already glued it down with vigor, and it wasn't coming back up. So I decided I didn't want it anyway. All right, so now I have a Sahara Sand card base, and we're just going to adhere these with some liquid glue. Yes, I know you were expecting dimensionals. Fooled you. And we're going to adhere them just like that. Okay. What have I got going here? That's close enough. Okay. Let's get them back. Make sure I'm lined up images-wise. I am. Okay. Now, I prefer to use liquid glue for this part in particular because that lets me roll things around a little bit. Hey, Karen. Hope you're feeling better, kid. Karen managed to be sick at the retreat, which was a major bummer. Not only did we miss her for much of it, but she missed a lot of good meals. And when you don't feel good enough to eat James Mullen food at a retreat, you're not feeling so hot. Just saying. Hey, Kay. Hey, Carol. Alrighty, here we go. Panel strip panel number 2. And I'm just kind of eyeballing the distance between them. And una más. See, I'm practically bilingual. So one other thing I found and learned at the retreat was, well, that I needed to update my phone, and that the translation button when it's updated, will translate Vietnamese, Thai, and Russian. So I could actually say one more in Russian if I activated my translation button. Isn't that amazing? Wouldn't you be so excited to hear that? I know. Alrighty, now I've done a little die cutting. The first thing I die cutted was this frame right here from the Fabulous Frames set, and I did it in vellum, plain vellum. And we're just going to create a frame right here in the center. Is it framing anything? No, it's going to frame some foliage here in just a second, but it isn't going to be a huge frame issue. It's just a suggestion, an idea. We're going to use glue dots. Glue dots work pretty good. Well, may have to open a new box. Glue dots work pretty good on vellum. I do recommend that you be careful so that they're at least flat. Flat works better because then you really can't see them. All right, oops, it is now officially stuck to my tweezers. Okay, there we go. Let me get that out the way. So I'm just going to put a glue dot at the top and the bottom, and then one towards the ends like that. And you can see I'm trying to be kind of straight with them. They really shouldn't show. This will be the time that they totally show, and you'll be like, Mary, that is disgusting. That is disgusting, Mary. Why are you doing that? Why did you put those things that look bad on your card? Hey, how are you guys? Appreciate everybody coming. Alrighty. Do you realize next week is Halloween, and then you're going to blink and it's going to be Thanksgiving, and right after that you're going to be opening gifts on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve, whichever one you do. I swear to you, wasn't it just New Year's? I'm certain it was. Okay, so because you have glue dots, you want to be kind of careful and get this lined up where you want it. Because the glue dots, although they aren't going to be they're not exactly permanent right off the bat, they're permanent enough that you want it where you want it. Now, I really can't see those glue dots, so I am happy with that. So it's a nice little suggestion. The next thing I die cut is from the Forever Flourishing die set, which matches Forever Fern. And I used this die and this one. I cut this one in soft seafoam and this one in Pool Party. And we're going to adhere those with some liquid glue. Okay. These are big, pretty foliages. Hey, Julie. Appreciate you coming from Ontario. Oops, that one had a hanging chad. We went and voted last week. Or wait, maybe it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I meant to go. I don't even know what day it is, y'all. What in the world? It's Thursday. Okay, yeah, we went yesterday. Gosh. It's gotten to where I have to wake up in the morning and lay in bed and think through what day it really is. And then that's just crazy. I blame retirement syndrome. Let's go with that. So I'm just using little bits of liquid glue behind the die cut. And I'm going to set that aside because I wanted to put the blue one on first. Duh, Mary. So we'll just do that again. And those little dots will not dry and be unusable. In fact, they'll dry and be a little stickier a little quicker. Just throwing that out there. Okay. So we're going to put this on right about there. And then we're going to pick up this previously glue dotted. I guess, Karen, my goodness. That was not part of what I thought was going to be the way retirement was going to be. I wasn't tracking on that, to be quite honest with you. I've heard about people who have that issue, but it wasn't going to be me. Hello. All right, and then we're going to lay this little guy right over the top, like so. Boom. We're going to have us a very vanilla bow with some of the baker's twine. And it isn't going to be fancy. It isn't going to be huge. It's just going to be a bow. Oh, dear, Jean. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. My body does know, and my brain does know Sunday night afternoon It does. It still does. I still get the Sunday afternoon blues, even though Monday is just the same as Saturday and Sunday for me anymore, and I don't even know why that is. But it still does, and it's like, oh man, tomorrow's Monday. And then the other side of my brain goes, and is what? And why are you worried about that? I don't know, but I am. It's an interesting conversation there in my head. Okay, so we've got our little bow. I know, right, Karen? It's just bizarre. Maybe it's the retreat. It's probably that. Let's go with that. It's the retreat. We were thrown completely off by the retreat. Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. You can't stop me. All right, I found a stray glue dot there. I'm going to use that glue dot to stick down this bow that I just made. It had a little bit of stray glue there. Let me get a rubber eraser. If y'all don't have a rubber eraser, trust me, just trust me and get one. I cannot begin to tell you how many creations have been saved by the simple expedient of having a gum eraser. Okay, the next piece is our sentiment. I've used Hello from Forever Fern. I've stamped it in Calypso Coral on Petal Pink cardstock, and then I cut it out with this little die from the Fabulous Frames. Okay, and I am going to stack it right atop the bow, and I'm going to use a double stack of dimensionals to do that. Okay, so it's a retirement thing. Got it. Okay. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing, I'm not going to lie. Okay, let me see how far out I can go. I want it to be right about there so I can go one more dimensional across. When you are adhering with dimensionals to over the top of a bow, I think it helps sometimes, many times actually, if you can put the dimensionals directly on the card base instead of on whatever it is that you're dimensionalizing, okay? Because that way your dimensionals are automatically avoiding your bow, and they won't be good over the top of the bow. Just trust me on that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put this on like so. Make everything as straight as we can get it. And there we go. Like so. Now to finish off, because every card, even a clean and simple, needs a little bling. Just saying, needs a little bling. I'm going to use some fine sparkle gems. And I'm going to put a blue one. I can't even remember what color blue they are. No, I don't want that blue. That's not the blue, Mary. Don't use that blue. That's why I was confused, because this one is Pool Party, and that's the one I wanted. And then I'm going to use a couple of these, and these are Petal Pink, and we're going to just kind of put them out here. Mix them up with some Pool Parties, and just a few, like a bunch, maybe a lot. I don't know. It's hard to say. You decide. It's your card. You can make it however you want. But I really like these little guys, and so I might get a little carried away. You never know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no. I gotta have another one. Must have one more. So let's see. I'm gonna use another one of the pink ones, and it's gonna go right there, like that. Okay, and there is our card front. My interpretation of Amy's card. So now we'll do on the inside. I've got a piece of basic white, and we're just going to do a little more stamping. And I'm going to grab my you know, I like to call this a envelope, and we'll just stamp it right at the same time. How about that? To show how efficient and effective I am. All right, so here we go. A little bit of soft seafoam. And we're going to see if we get a little better image now that I have a re-inked, but we're still going to do stamped off once, because I can tell you when it's good and inked, it's plenty. And on white, it's very plenty, right? Oops. Do your envelope. And we're going to continue the no DSP here, which means I'm also going to stamp on my envelope flat. Yeah, baby. Getting the most out of this ink pad, huh? I can't believe I even remembered to do that. That's crazy. All right, now we'll use this one and use full strength. See how you get a whole different color with just not stamping off? I know, it's crazy, isn't it? All right, and then one more. Look at us. We're just powering through this. We are powering through. All right, now, thanks, Rosie. Bye, Daryl. Hope you enjoyed what you were able to see and enjoy your afternoon at work where I don't have to be. Ha, just saying. Okay, now final is our seed pods in Stamped Off Once Pool Party. And we'll do 2 like that. There we go. Like that. And then I'm going to set that aside and get my envelope. All right, there we go. And on the flapper. And on the flapper. Uh-oh. I got a dimensional cover on my ink pad. I didn't even think that was possible. Let me grab that off of there. Okay. Away with you. Now, I better wipe that off. I almost always get ink on my Twizzlers when I do that. Okay, let's see. All 3 are stamped. Okay, good. Now I can put this away. I know, it's so pretty. Yeah, they do. Eventually an ink pad needs to be replaced. That is a true statement. We're going to go with that petal pink. Those little dots. I love these little dots. You know, a lot of sets have little dots, but this one is a particularly good set of little dots, I think. Because they truly are little, and they're not too splotchy, and I really like them a lot. Okay, so there's that, and then we'll do the inside of the card. And I'm leaving this blank because this way I can do what I need with it, so there will be no inside sentiment. And let's see, we'll go right over here a little bit. There we go. All right, and now we can put all of our ink pads away. Away. Oh, I just said put it away, and then I opened it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. See, there's not even any fussy cutting of an envelope flap on this one. I mean, this is like the least amount of fussy cutting on a card that I think I ever do. And that's only if you actually consider cutting the envelope flap as fussy cutting, which I do not. It's unfussy cutting. It's basic snipping. There you go. All right, so now let's pull our card back. And we'll adhere this to the inside. And we will be danske. There we go. Boom. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-boom, ba-da-da-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, boom. And that's it, guys. That is all there is to this card. So Fabulous Frames is one of those standalone die sets, which is really nice. It's important to remember, and I discovered it when I cut it again. I knew it, but then I forgot. All of these actually cut out frames, hence the name frame. Okay, so you get a rectangle, you get the one with the pretty flirty-doos, and then you get an oval. And you also get these fun corners. So I could have actually cut those out and put them in the corners of the card. Don't work for this card, but they do work great. So Fabulous Frames, page 171 in the annual catalog. I think you will like it. And of course, you know, Forever Fern is wonderful. Okay, guys, I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you on Saturday evening for my YouTube video at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everybody. Ta.